Now, I done seen some people didn't fry their chicken all the way and then had a little flour on it. You know what I'm saying? I done seen that. And the raw dough be left over on the counter, on the roller. But they say be careful about this stuff because a lot of foodborne illnesses do come from that. You want to make sure your flour is cooked all the way in your dough. And I didn't know about this, so I was just informing y'all. But keeping it moving. Well, the government, they saying you can go to, I'm going to say this real slow because I believe this is very important. COVID test, that's TESTS.com. And you can get up to 4 kits to where you can test at home. You ain't got to go to the doctor, the office, and do all this, do that. And let Biden tell you, I'm going to be real. It's kind of hard to trust Biden right now, as far as what he go do and how he go do it because, you got the Republicans blocking him and Democrats ain't rocking with him. So that's kind of sticky on that side. But he said he go have a bunch of tests that every household can get some, up to 4 per household, which is a good deal. These tests are supposed to be free. Once again, that's COVID test, TESTS.com. And you can get up to 4 tests per household. But now, if you got a family of 6 or 7, you got to go to Walmart, Kroger, whatever. I think they actually went up like $24.99 now. They used to be like 17, something like that, but they up. So if you got 4 people listening in your house, just go to COVIDtest.com with an S, test with an S, and get your COVID test. But now, if you got more than 4, you got to cash out. But anyway, keeping it moving. Bitcoin stock. I thought this was interesting because I thought Bitcoin was, well, it really is. It's the big dog of cryptocurrency. If you're new to the crypto game, you got Bitcoin, Dogecoin. You got all these different cryptos out there. But I thought Bitcoin is actually down right now, about 4 points from this time last year. But I mean, it's Bitcoin. It'll probably bounce back. But that was just shocking to me because I thought, hey, Bitcoin is the thing. Matter of fact, speaking of Bitcoin, when the Buccaneer player gave the ball away, and it was Tom Brady, 600 touchdown ball or something. It was a special ball to Brady, and he gave the fan like a Bitcoin, and I think it was priced at like $62,000 at that time. So I mean, Bitcoin ain't no joke. It's the real deal, but that's if you into the crypto world. Like a lot of people telling me, and like I say it too, I want my money in my hand. You know what I'm saying? If I lose a passcode or can't remember a password, my money floating around, I'm gonna need mine in my hand. You know what I'm saying? But they say that's the future, and that's a lot of banks investing in it too. So if you know the banks invested in it, I mean it's here to stay. It ain't just go be around and be gone. It's gonna be here for a while. Speaking of Biden, I think he makes his 1 year in office tomorrow, actually, and I believe tomorrow is the 20th, if I'm not mistaken. And they actually supposed to have a speech today addressing a lot of issues. It was open questions from the press and everything. I don't have that information in front of me, but once I get a hold to it, I'll be sure to relay it to y'all. I found this very interesting, and this story is crazy. You had a blogger that falsely claimed Cardi B had herpes, and she said it caused her mental duress, and she couldn't sleep with her husband, and I don't know about all that, but I can understand it. But the main thing I got out of this story is, I mean, don't just be running around lying on folks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Cardi showed her medical records, and she don't have none of this, so this person just basically made this shit up. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, as doing this podcast, I'm gonna try to bring you if it's a lie, then somebody told me a lie. You know what I'm saying? But I will do my best to bring y'all factual information. If I'm off on something, please let me know, and I will correct it because I think it's bullshit that people just make up stuff on these people, whether they're celebrities or not. Find your hobby, learn to play chess, start knitting or something. But you ain't got to run around lying on people. But I think this lady got it coming, or male. I'm not sure if it's male or female. But Carter's deciding to take them to court to sue them for defamation and some more shit, and which she should. And if actually more of them got sued and more consequences happened, then a lot of this shit, because it's easy to sit behind a computer screen and fucking make up some shit about some people just to get likes or views. But we ain't gonna be doing none of that. Let me say that one more time. We ain't gonna be doing none of that right here at Polo's POV. I'm gonna try to keep it original and informational and factual, and whatever y'all rock with me, y'all rock with me. Y'all don't. I can't make you. That's your decision. I also found this very interesting. Lucia Harris, and I never knew this, but she was the first female, keyword in the sentence, female to get drafted by the NBA. And I was like, wait a minute, that's why they got the WNBA, right? But no, I would be wrong, because we're talking about back in 1977. And they say in college she was averaging like 25.9 points a game, 14 rebounds. Excuse me, y'all, I had to get something to drink. But in 1977, she was drafted by the New Orleans Jazz, and she never attended the organization because she got pregnant. And they also have a documentary called Queen of Basketball. Y'all be sure to check that out. That's Queen of Basketball. Excuse me, y'all. Hope that ain't COVID. Man, you can't cough these days. Motherfucker look at you crazy. That was just a regular cough. I had to give me something to drink. But yeah, people look at you crazy. You got to tell people now, hey, can I just cough? Because people get to looking at you, they get to adjusting their mask. All kinds. I ain't gonna lie, I do it too. Somebody cough, I can walk down the other aisle of the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll be like, where them 6 feet marks at? Let me go ahead and get me mine out the way. But anyway, let's get back on track here. Also, speaking of sports, he a defensive end for the Browns, I believe, McDowell or something. That's his last name. But they say he was walking naked down the street and near a school, and somebody reported it and called the police. And the police like, hey man, you can't be walking naked down the street. And I guess that was a little too much. He get upset, and he actually attacks the officer. And you got to realize. Now, I don't know what kind of training they do down in Florida or wherever this took place, but, man, these football players, these some big guys at the defensive end. He ain't no lightweight, you feel me? So they said he ended up permanently damaging the officer's eye. So, I mean, just assuming alleged, he must have hit him pretty hard. As the British say, he must have sought him one. But the sad part, like I said, to permanently damage somebody, and now he's got to worry about his career, because these guys got to realize your actions affect everything around you. I mean, you done made it to the league, you making millions of dollars, man. You can help generations of your family. I don't know his situation where he came from, but I'm pretty sure he can benefit somebody in his family and make their life better just by keeping his cool. Me personally, I don't know if he got mental illness or what, but walking around the street naked, first thing I think PCP or some shit like that. PCP, LAD, you know what I'm saying? Smoking in the chicken coop on Friday, you know what I'm saying? Walking around naked. And I have seen some shows and documentaries, certain drugs, they do make you want to get naked for some reason, I don't know. Maybe they need to start making drugs to make you want to keep your clothes on. I don't know. But anyway, moving right along. Medication in China, I was discussed this with a friend of mine. The medication game is pretty much dominated by China. I think the last plant to make penicillin in the U.S. It shut down around 2012. It's been a while, and from the last data I collected, if China stops selling us medicine right now, I'm talking about like, hey, we can't get no more penicillin, you can't get no more this, you can't get no more that. We'll probably have a 3-month supply. And that's from hospitals to CVS. And it's sad, but it's true. And I'm like, how can this be? We supposed to be one of the world's superpowers, but we can't afford to keep medication for our sick leave. But I don't know how we're going to rectify this situation. And like I said, if my numbers are correct, this back in 2012, here it is, 2022. You done had 10 years to get on track and get this thing going. But as of right now, unless there's some new data coming in last minute, China pretty much dominate us just for the simple fact they control the medication. I mean, you ain't got to send a nuclear bomb to nobody. You just don't give them their blood pressure medicine, or don't give them that shot for whatever they done contracted out here in these streets. So I don't know. That's just something to think about, people. It's something that us as Americans need to think about, because I'm just be honest, this my country too. My ancestors helped build this country. But man, we can get a little lazy now. You know what I'm saying? We'll get a little, man, fuck that shit. We'll do it tomorrow. We don't worry about shit like right now. Like in Australia, them motherfuckers, they got a whole city of wind power. We just not trying to do the Build Back Better plan. You know what I'm saying? They started that shit like 15 years ago. Now they got a whole city running straight off nothing but wind. I don't know what they do when the wind don't blow or no shit like that, but you know, that's another story. Speaking of my dude, man, some people say I look like him. I don't see it because I ain't that motherfucking old, but nah, for real shit. But Snoop Dogg, man, shout out to Snoop Dogg. I know he's I think a consultant for Def Jam. You know, he had his little dealings with Martha Stewart, Corona. The man got his own strand of weed. He got his own strand of wine. And now, you ready for this? Man, your boy Snoop Dogg got his own hot dog brands. He got sausages and hot dogs. And ironically, he calling the brand Snoop Dogs with an S. I mean, it must have took him a long time to come up with that. No, probably not. But either way, the man doing his thing. Shout out to Snoop Dogg. Man, I remember this dude when I was a teenager. What was this? Rolling down the street, smoking. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't sing that shit in front of my mom and them, but yeah, I remember this dude back in the Gap, and he still the longevity he survived in the game. So shout out to Snoop Dogg, man. And he's just doing his thing, making his money, getting his bread. And speaking of getting his bread, this is a little off topic, but I just want to talk about, man, it's too much technology out here. It's too many programs out here, ways to get money. So this trying to get over on people and get out. I mean, do we really still got to do that in 2022? I mean, I'm just asking. I mean, because look at me. I was like, hey, maybe I need to do a podcast. A week later, I'm doing a podcast. I mean, it's if you want to sell something, man, you got what is it, Shopify. I mean, you can get your printer press, start your clothing line. I mean, it's so easy. It's just like the information and the technology is at your fingertips. All you got to do is get up off that ass and put your grind in, put your time in, do the work, man. I mean, that's just what's on Polo mind right now. That's Polo POV. I mean, my point of view, the only thing that matter right now. I mean, if you don't like it, you can cut my shit off. I really don't give a damn. But anyway, we're going to talk about the NFL playoffs. Yeah. I know a lot of y'all team at home, and you probably don't want to hear this shit, but especially them Cowboy fans. Ooh. Man, I'm telling you, the two hardcore fans I know. Now, that's just me. A Steeler fan and a Cowboy fan. Oh, man. Boy, you better have your ducks in the row talking to them. I'm talking about, man, they died. I done seen whole vehicles and Steelers and Cowboy. A friend of mine, he said he had his Christmas tree, but, you know, people rock their team now. But I'm not going to sway one way or the other. I'm just going to tell you what's going on. You got the 49ers at Green Bay. You got Buffalo at Kansas City. You got the Bengals at Tennessee. You got the Rams at the Buccaneers. The Super Bowl is February 13th. Right before Valentine's Day, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's the 13th. And I hope it ain't, because if it's the 13th and you're a gambling man, and boy, that bet didn't come through, ooh, Bay might not, I don't know what Bay gonna do. That bird gonna be smiling or something, bitch. I'm just saying. But I believe it is the 13th, and it's gonna have that a big show with Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige. I'm talking about star-studded. Now, I don't know how they go pack. What is the halftime show? Like 10, 12 minutes, something like that? But, I mean, you talking, I assume they probably have, like, Dr. Dre DJing or something. They have to do, like, a half a verse a piece. I mean, I just don't, because look, these names, man, they got hits for days. So, I mean, I don't see, I'm more interested in how they go pull that off, like the format they go do it in. You know what I'm saying? Because you know everybody want to get their little shine in. You know, well, really don't none of these people need shine. They already glowing at this point. But you know, just to get their performance off. So I'm very, very, very curious on how they go pull that off. But it's a lot of favorites in the game. I believe Green Bay is the favorite over the Niners. From my memory serves me, maybe 5.5. Kansas City is the favorite over Buffalo. I believe Tennessee is the favorite over the Bengals. And, of course, Tom Brady and them going to be